All right, so today we're diving into something a little different.
Oh,
Mobile bartending.
okay.
You sent over some information about SoHo mobile bartending,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really curious to see what they're all about.
Yeah.
They operate in Northern Virginia, Maryland, and Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And based on their website, they're not just slinging drinks.
Right.
It seems like they're really trying to craft a whole experience around community and personalized events.
That's interesting you picked up on that right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, the materials you shared, their website menus pricing,
Mm-hmm.
all point to a business that's really trying to be more than just transactional.
Right.
They're positioning themselves within a specific niche.
Yeah.
And I think that's really smart in a competitive market like the DC metro area.
Yeah. Their About Me section definitely caught my eye.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the proprietor talks about this idea of keeping the sense of community alive,
Hmm.
which seems particularly relevant in a fast-paced region like Northern Virginia.
Yeah, and that focus on community building is something we're seeing more and more,
Uh-huh.
especially with smaller businesses.
Yeah.
It's a way to differentiate themselves and create a loyal customer base.
Mhm.
So mobile bartending seems to understand this,
Yeah.
and they're leveraging it strategically.
They don't just stop at community, though.
Right.
They also emphasize responsible alcohol service,
Of course.
which is obviously crucial in this industry.
Yeah.
They mention being TAM certified
Okay.
and go out of their way to highlight their commitment to adhering to the different local laws in each of their service areas,
Mm-hmm.
even specifically mentioning dram shop laws in D.C.
That's a savvy move, legally speaking.
Yeah,
Dram shop laws hold businesses liable for harm caused by intoxicated patrons.
right.
And DC has some of the strictest in the country.
Wow.
By explicitly addressing this, SoHo is signaling to potential clients that they're taking risk management seriously. It also suggests they've done their homework and understand the specific legal landscape they're operating in.
Right.
This kind of attention to detail can give clients peace of mind.
And speaking of details, let's talk about their pricing structure.
Okay.
They have this tiered system
Uh-huh.
based on the number of guests and the
Yeah.
length of the event,
Mm-hmm.
which they lay out very clearly on their website.
Transparency is key,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to pricing.
Yeah.
Their tiered approach suggests they're targeting a diverse clientele from intimate gatherings to larger celebrations.
Right.
It also indicates a focus on customization.
Okay.
Higher tiers likely involve more elaborate setups and a wider variety of drink options.
They even address the potential need for a second bartender,
Oh, yeah.
especially for those heavy drinking events,
Okay.
which I found interesting. Most businesses probably wouldn't be so upfront about that.
I think it goes back to their emphasis on responsible service. They're not just trying to maximize their profit.
Yeah.
They're genuinely concerned about ensuring a safe and enjoyable experience for everyone.
Yeah.
By being upfront about potentially needing a second bartender, they're demonstrating a commitment to managing the flow of alcohol, right, and preventing overconsumption.
Okay, now for the curveball,
Hmm.
they mention a video collaboration with a film photographer and artist.
Interesting.
You can even find it on IMDb.
Wow.
And they invite people to contact them for art commissions and exhibitions.
Huh.
It seems like the proprietor has a whole artistic side hustle going on.
This is where it gets interesting.
Yeah.
This artistic background could translate into visually stunning bar setups, custom-designed cocktail menus,
Yeah.
or even collaborations with local artists, adding a unique dimension to client events.
Right.
It also creates a sense of intrigue and personality around the brand,
Uh-huh.
which can be incredibly valuable in a crowded marketplace.
So we've got a community-focused mobile bartending service
Yeah.
with a commitment to responsible service,
Mm-hmm.
a transparent pricing structure,
Yeah.
and a proprietor with a passion for art.
Right.
What stands out to you so far?
What intrigues me is how they're weaving these seemingly disparate elements together,
Yeah.
community responsibility and art, into a cohesive brand identity.
Yeah.
It suggests a level of thoughtfulness and intentionality that goes beyond just mixing drinks.
Right.
They're crafting an experience, a narrative that resonates with their values
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully with their clients' aspirations.
Let's unpack those pricing tiers a little further.
Okay.
How does this system actually work in practice?
Well, for smaller gatherings of 20 to 35 guests, they charge a base rate of $300.
Okay.
As the guest list grows, so does the price, which makes sense. More guests typically mean more drinks, more labor,
Yeah.
and potentially more complex logistics.
And what about those larger events that might require a second bartender?
Right.
Where did the price points land there?
For events with 75 to 100 guests, the cost jumps to $500.
Okay.
And if you're planning a massive party with 125 to 150 guests, you're looking at a base rate of $600.
Wow. It's interesting to note that they explicitly state that events exceeding 175 guests require a custom quote.
Mm-hmm.
This suggests they're willing to be flexible
Okay.
and tailor their services to meet the specific needs of larger and potentially more complex events.
They also mention some additional costs beyond those base rates.
Oh, yeah.
What are those, and how do they factor into the overall pricing structure?
They charge $60 for the mobile bar setup itself, which seems reasonable considering the equipment involved.
Oh, right.
There's also a $40 charge for compostable cups, napkins, and straws.
Okay.
This resonates with the growing consumer demand for eco-conscious practices
Yeah.
and differentiates them from businesses that might still rely on single-use plastics.
And they don't forget about travel costs, which makes sense given their broad service area.
Exactly. Their travel costs are calculated based on an hourly rate and the distance involved.
Okay.
They provide an example of a 2-hour round trip with an hourly rate of $50, which adds $100 to the final bill.
This level of transparency is commendable.
Yeah.
They're not trying to hide any fees or surprise clients with unexpected charges.
So they've got a tiered system based on guest count,
Right.
fixed costs for the bar and supplies, and a clear calculation for travel expenses.
Yeah.
All of this information is readily available on their website,
Yeah.
which adds to their credibility.
I agree.
Yeah.
This transparency builds trust with potential clients. It demonstrates that they're not just focused on the bottom line, they're committed to being upfront and honest about their pricing structure.
Right. Now let's dive back into their commitment to responsible alcohol service.
Okay.
They mentioned being TAM certified, which we touched on earlier. Could you remind us what that entails?
Right.
And why it's significant in this context?
TAM stands for Training for Intervention Procedures.
Okay.
It's a nationally recognized program that equips servers, bartenders, and other alcohol sellers with the knowledge and skills to serve alcohol responsibly and prevent intoxication-related problems.
So it's more than just knowing how to mix a good cocktail.
Absolutely.
Hey.
TAM training covers a range of topics, including checking IDs, recognizing signs of intoxication,
Right.
refusing service to intoxicated patrons,
Yeah.
and handling difficult situations.
Okay.
It's about understanding the legal and ethical responsibilities that come with serving alcohol.
And SoHo Mobile Bartending prominently displays this certification on their website, which tells us something about their priorities.
It tells us that they're serious about responsible service.
Yeah.
They understand that serving alcohol comes with a responsibility to prevent harm,
Right.
and they're taking concrete steps to demonstrate that commitment. It also likely helps them mitigate liability and protect their business,
Yeah.
which is a smart business practice.
They also go beyond just mentioning TAM certification.
Right.
They specifically highlight their adherence to the different alcohol laws in Virginia, Maryland, and D.C.,
Yeah.
even calling out dram shop laws in
Right.
D.C., which we discussed earlier. Why do you think they go to such lengths to emphasize this aspect of their business?
By explicitly mentioning dram shop laws.
Right.
SoHo acknowledges the potential legal ramifications of serving alcohol and positions themselves as a business that prioritizes risk management.
Okay.
This proactive approach likely resonates with clients who are themselves concerned about liability
Yeah.
and responsible hosting, setting SoHo apart in a competitive market.
It sounds like their focus on responsible service isn't just about good intentions.
Right.
It's also a savvy business strategy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It mitigates risk, enhances their reputation, and likely appeals to a specific clientele who are looking for a company that shares their values.
All right, let's switch gears for a moment.
Okay.
And delve deeper into that artistic side we uncovered. They mentioned a video collaboration with a film photographer and artist,
Yeah.
which is available on IMDb.
Yeah.
While we don't have specific details about the project,
Okay.
what does the fact that they chose to highlight it on their website tell us?
It suggests that they see their artistic pursuits as an integral part of their identity, not just a hobby.
Right.
It adds a layer of depth to their brand,
Okay.
suggesting a multifaceted individual
Yeah.
with a wide range of interests and talents.
They also mentioned that they're open to art commissions and exhibitions.
Oh, wow.
How do you think this artistic passion might intersect with their mobile bartending services?
That's where it gets really exciting.
Yeah.
Imagine them incorporating their artwork into their mobile bar setup,
Mm.
creating a visually stunning and unique backdrop for their events.
Yeah.
Or perhaps they offer customized cocktail menus with artistic designs,
Right.
or even collaborate with local artists to showcase their work at events.
Wow.
It could be a fantastic way to differentiate their services
Uh-huh.
and provide clients with a truly unique experience.
It's like they're bringing a gallery experience to the party,
Yeah.
adding an unexpected layer of creativity and sophistication.
And it could be a fantastic way to support local artists
Mm-hmm.
and bring their work to a wider audience. It's a
Yeah.
win-win situation.
So far, we've uncovered SoHo Mobile Bartending's commitment to community, responsible service, transparent pricing,
Yeah.
and their surprising artistic side.
Right.
What does this all mean for a potential client?
It means that SoHo Mobile Bartending is offering more than just drinks.
Okay.
They're curating an experience that is both personalized and responsible.
Mm-hmm.
They're a business that seems to understand the nuances of the market
Yeah.
and is catering to a specific clientele who value community art and peace of mind.
Before we wrap up part one of this deep dive,
Okay.
let's circle back to the proprietor's words about personalization.
Right.
They emphasize making each event reflect the client's personality.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think they achieve that in practice?
It likely involves a lot of communication and collaboration with the client.
Okay.
I imagine they take the time to understand the client's vision for the event, their personal style, and their preferences.
Right.
They might even incorporate elements of the client's personal story
Yeah.
or cultural background into the drinks and the overall atmosphere of the event.
It's about creating a unique story for each client,
Exactly.
one that goes beyond just the standard bartending service.
They're weaving together the client's vision with their own expertise and creativity to produce an event that is both memorable and meaningful. Welcome back to our deep dive into SoHo mobile bartending.
So we left off talking about their commitment to creating personalized events,
Right.
events that tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
You used the phrase curating experiences in the last part,
Yeah.
which really stuck with me.
Good.
Let's unpack that a bit.
Okay.
How do you think SoHo Mobile Bartending translates this focus on personalization
Right.
into tangible actions?
Well, if you look at the language they use on their website, they talk about incorporating traditions and values into each event.
Okay.
This suggests a level of depth that goes beyond just providing drinks.
Right.
They're trying to understand their clients on a more personal level.
They even mentioned drawing inspiration from the client's family traditions,
Yeah.
or cultural background.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're weaving those personal threads into the fabric of the event itself.
Exactly. Imagine a wedding where the signature cocktail is a modern twist on a family recipe.
Oh, wow.
Or a retirement party where the drink menu is inspired by the guest of honor's travels.
Yeah.
Those small touches can create a sense of intimacy and make the event feel truly unique.
And it all ties back to that idea of community that
Right.
we discussed in the first part.
Yeah.
They're not just serving drinks. They're creating a shared experience
Yeah.
that reflects the values and the stories of the people involved.
It's a powerful concept, especially in today's world where everything can feel so impersonal. People are craving authenticity and connection.
Yeah.
SoHo seems to understand this, and they're tapping into that need.
They specifically say they craft menus and experiences that reflect who you are.
Mm-hmm.
It's about making people feel seen and understood,
Yeah.
which is something that's often missing in large impersonal events.
It's about shifting the focus from the transaction
Okay.
to the transformation.
I like that.
They're not just providing a service, they're
Okay.
facilitating a change, a moment of connection and celebration that resonates on a deeper level.
They also talk about keeping that sense of community alive,
Right.
which is a big statement,
Yeah.
especially in a transient, fast-paced area like Northern Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think they manage to achieve that through their services?
I think it goes back to that idea of storytelling. By incorporating personal touches and creating experiences that are rooted in shared values, they're fostering a sense of belonging, even within the context of a private event.
It's like they're creating a temporary village,
Yeah.
a space where people can relax, connect, and celebrate together.
Yeah.
It's a powerful concept, especially in a world that can often feel isolating.
And it's a reminder that even in the midst of our busy lives,
Right.
we crave those moments of connection, those opportunities to share experiences and build relationships.
Yeah.
SoHo Mobile Bartending is tapping into that human need, and they're doing it in a creative and engaging way.
So how does this approach differ from a traditional bar or hiring a bartender who might not have that same focus on community and personalization?
Right.
What sets SoHo apart?
I think the key difference is the level of intentionality.
Okay.
SoHo Mobile Bartending isn't just providing a service. They're partnering with their clients to create something meaningful.
Right.
They're going beyond the transactional and into the realm of experience creation.
It's like the difference between buying a mass-produced piece of furniture
Okay.
and commissioning a custom-built piece that is designed specifically for your space and reflects your personal style.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
SoHo is taking that same bespoke approach to bartending. They're not just mixing drinks.
Right.
They're curating an experience that aligns with the client's vision and values.
And this approach likely resonates with clients who are looking for something more
Right.
than just a basic bartending service.
Yeah.
They're looking for a partner who understands their needs
Right.
and can help them create an event that is truly special and memorable.
Absolutely. It speaks to a growing trend of seeking out experiences that are authentic, personalized, and meaningful. People are craving connection,
Yeah.
and they're willing to invest in services that deliver on that promise.
Right.
SoHo seems to understand this shift in consumer behavior.
Let's shift gears for a moment
Okay.
and talk about the proprietor's artistic side. They mentioned being open to art commissions and exhibitions. How do you envision this artistic passion intersecting with their bartending services?
It's an intriguing element.
Yeah.
Imagine them incorporating their artwork into the mobile bar setup itself,
Okay.
creating a visually stunning and unique backdrop for events. Or perhaps they offer customized cocktail menus with artistic designs, or even collaborate with local artists to showcase their work during events.
That's like they're bringing an art gallery to the party,
Yeah.
which adds an unexpected and sophisticated layer to the experience.
And it could be a fantastic way to support the local art community.
Yeah.
Imagine them showcasing the work of emerging artists
Right.
and providing a platform for them to connect with a wider audience.
So we have a mobile bartending service. It's not just about the drinks.
Right.
It's about community personalization and artistic expression. It's a unique combination of elements that sets them apart in a competitive market.
It certainly does. And it speaks to the proprietor's entrepreneurial spirit. They're not just following trends. Right.
They're creating them. They're blending their passions and talents to create a business that is both distinctive and engaging.
Before we wrap up part 2,
Okay.
I'm curious to hear what you think a potential client could learn from SoHo's approach, even if they're not planning an event in their service area.
I think the key takeaway is the power of intentionality.
Okay.
SoHo Mobile Bartending demonstrates that even a service as seemingly straightforward as bartending
Right.
can be elevated to an art form.
Yeah.
When you approach it with a clear vision, a commitment to excellence,
Right.
and a desire to create something truly special.
It's a reminder that we have the power to create meaningful experiences
Yeah.
in all aspects of our lives. It's about being present, being thoughtful,
Right.
and considering how our actions impact those around us.
And it's about recognizing that even in a world that can often feel impersonal,
Yeah.
there's still a deep yearning for connection, authenticity, and shared experiences.
Right. SoHo Mobile Bartending is tapping into that need, and they're doing it in a way that is both inspiring and refreshing.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into SoHo Mobile Bartending.
Yeah.
We've explored their unique approach to community building, personalization, and even their artistic side. Now it's time to bring it all home
Okay.
by focusing on their commitment to responsible alcohol service.
It's a critical aspect of their business,
Yeah.
and I'm eager to delve deeper into the specifics.
Okay.
We touched on their TAM certification and their emphasis on adhering to local laws earlier,
Right.
but let's go beyond the surface and see how those commitments translate into action.
They mention on their website that they strictly serve guests over 21
Okay.
and actively monitor for signs of intoxication. It seems like they're going beyond just checking IDs at the door.
It's about maintaining a responsible environment throughout the entire event.
Right.
They're signaling that they're not just passively providing drinks. They're actively engaged in ensuring that guests are enjoying themselves safely and responsibly.
They also explicitly state that they will refuse service when necessary, which I found particularly noteworthy.
That's a strong statement.
Yeah.
Especially in a business where profit is directly tied to alcohol consumption.
Right.
It demonstrates that they prioritize the well-being of their guests and the overall success of the event over maximizing their own profits.
And if you recall, they even address responsible service in their pricing structure.
Right.
They mentioned that events with heavy drinking and longer durations might require 2 bartenders.
Yeah.
It's like they're anticipating potential issues and proactively addressing them.
It speaks to their experience and foresight. They're not just reacting to situations as they arise. They're planning ahead to mitigate potential risks and ensure a smooth and responsible flow of service throughout the event.
And I can't help but think back to their comment about 5 hours of unlimited free alcohol not being a good idea. That's a bold statement for a bartending service to make.
It's a statement that sets them apart. They're essentially drawing a line and saying, we're here to help you create a fun and memorable event, but not at the expense of anyone's safety or well-being.
Right.
It demonstrates a commitment to ethical practices and responsible hosting.
It's a refreshing perspective in an industry where overconsumption can sometimes be encouraged or even glamorized.
Yeah.
SoHo is taking a stand and saying, we're doing things differently.
It's a message that likely resonates with a certain clientele, those who value responsibility and are looking for a partner who shares their commitment to creating a safe and enjoyable environment for everyone.
So to recap, they're TAM certified.
Yeah.
They actively monitor for signs of intoxication. They refuse service when necessary.
Right.
And they even advise against excessive drinking durations. These are all concrete examples of how they put their commitment to responsible service into action.
These actions speak volumes about their character and their business ethics. They're not just talking the talk. They're walking the walk.
It's a reminder that responsible service isn't just about following the law.
Right.
It's about making conscious choices that prioritize the well-being of everyone involved.
Yeah.
It's about setting a standard for the industry and demonstrating that it's possible to have a successful business while also being a responsible member of the community.
SoHo Mobile Bartending has shown us that a business can be successful
Yeah.
while also being ethical, community-oriented, and dedicated to providing a truly unique and personalized experience.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
Yeah.
From their community focus and personalization to their artistic flair, their transparent pricing, and their unwavering commitment to responsible service.
It's a remarkable combination of qualities.
It is.
That paints a compelling picture of a business that's doing things differently.
As we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one key takeaway you want our listener to remember about SoHo Mobile Bartending?
I hope they remember that a seemingly simple service like bartending can be transformed into something truly special when approached with intentionality, creativity, and a genuine commitment to the well-being of others.
SoHo Mobile Bartending isn't just about mixing drinks.
Right.
It's about mixing community responsibility and artistry to create an experience that is both memorable and meaningful.
And perhaps this deep dive will inspire our listener to think differently about the events they plan and the businesses they choose to support.
That's a great point.
After all, every interaction is an opportunity to create a positive impact, whether it's a small gathering or a large celebration.
Well, that's all the time we have for today.
Okay.
So until next time.
See you then.